Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a great time, and I also hope that you are, taking care of yourselves, especially as we go through the last phase of the COV, God willing. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the face-to-face class, hopefully soon. So I know we are in the midterm period, so I have sent out the questions for the midterm, which were probably uploaded to the system. And as just a reminder, I know you already must have gotten the instruction from the secretary on how to what is required for the midterm, but just double checking. The first question would be the first and the second question would should cover a page, a one A4 size page, and then the third question should be another page. So I don't think that that's not too much work, and I know that if you have followed my classes, if you have been through with the lecture until now, following the videos, you would really have an easy time going through those questionnaire. So I wish you all the best during your midterm, and I hope that you all are having an easy time with these online classes. So I was also informed that we would have a face-to-face class, well, sometime next month, I guess. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Now, we are covering distance education, which you already know. And I recommended this book, which um, it teaching and learning at a distance. So maybe this way would be better to see. Oh no, okay. Well, this is the book we are using for the semester, and unfortunately, I haven't had anyone contact me with intentions to either get the book or copy it, do a copy of the book. So I wonder if you got the book through uh, another means, but I still recommend that you get this book, even for your later reference. It would be great. So most of the topics that we have covered came from this book as well. Man, we're still covering. We'll still be covering topics that are coming from here. So as I had said in one of the videos, distance learning, this course distance learning cannot be. There couldn't be any better timing for this course because we are actually living it now. We are living the situation. We are currently switching from the traditional way of how things have done over the years to online, to a computerized system in every single field, from shopping to ordering food, and even in education. So we actually have to deal with this course right now, and must be lucky to be taking this course right now because technically I think it's a time for everyone to prepare to face the future of things. So even if you would still have to go back to the traditional education, somehow I think that even your children, your kids, would probably have things done differently because, as you see, we are actually everything is being moved around. So thankfully, we have this we have the technology that is good enough to accommodate these new changes. We have the sophisticated devices. I mean, gadgets, electronic gadgets that can accommodate this new development, this new changes that have come with education and everything else now. We are actually in the phase where we're using 5G for internet, which is probably the fastest internet you can get right now on the planet, and that is available to us on our fingertips. So, and then you guys probably have very sophisticated cell phones. So I think we are equipped to move our education in a distance or online, because these are the main tools. There's not the only tools, but one of the main tools you need to get established in an online or distant education situation. Now, the problem is this technology and these things are not available for everyone. These are some of the shortcomings that we had covered in one of the classes. We covered the shortcomings of distance education, which part of the one of the shortcomings was the fact that we have to, we might not, technology is not entirely available for everyone on the planet. So, which means that people who are not opportune to have this fast internet and the devices to carry on their online or distance education, in that point, they would be on the disadvantage of studying in a distance or online. However, there are different types of distance learning, which we had also covered in the other videos. And by the way, that was one of your midterm questions, which I expect you to talk about lengthily in your answers. So we have other forms of distance learning. So that is the advantage that we have, which minimizes the shortcoming of, uh, you know, the shortcoming of device and also availability of the internet. So regardless of which education you pursue, there is always a cost involved. Be it distance or traditional, there is a cost involved, which means that we must get to spend money, which way we want to pursue, be it traditional, be it in the distance. The good news is distance education or online education seems to be a little bit economical, than the traditional face to face. So it means that obviously most of us students, most of you guys students must be on a budget because you are still a student, which literally mean that you technically still trying to pursue your goals of making life. So this would definitely be an advantage for you to be pursuing your education at a less costly price as you will be doing in traditional situation. So, well, there are a couple of examples which I already talked about in the previous video. In the previous videos, so I already covered the advantage, the pros and cons of each of the educational systems. So I also hope that most of you, have actually covered this too in during the videos. Oh, so today though we're gonna be moving to something else. Um, Another thing I'm worried about is that I don't seem to be getting the feedback that I should be getting in this course to understand if we are on the same page. So guys, it's been a one way thing so far, which I don't want to assume that not getting feedback means that everyone understands what we are doing here. So not getting feedback gives mixed messages to me that I cannot really conclude. I cannot come to a conclusion that not having a feedback would mean that everyone understood or everyone is following what is going on here. So what I really strongly recommend is, even if you thought you have understood what the video is, still have a way to get back so we kind of get what this is, because at the end of the day we are in a program where your opinion also counts. Like, your ideas could be helping improve each other. You are all scholars, so which mean that you can still contribute to the existing ideas. You can still make a difference. So guys, I strongly recommend that you find a way to not just be at the receiving side of information, but also try to find a way to also put what what you have to share, what you have, your points with everyone else. And the only way we get that is through the feedback. So I hope you take that seriously as well, because uh, that obviously count for your grading at the end of the day. So guys, there is a lot of things you can cover, online by yourself. You know, right now, actually, even with the traditional face-to-face education, online learning and distance learning is still um, part of the everyday education. Now, what I'm saying is, now we also talked about what is online education, by the way, and now I want to tell you more about how how useful online education been has been, or how much online education has turned things around, turned the educational field around in a very positive way. Of course, there are some negatives, but then in a very positive way. So there are a lot of there's a lot of education right now, on online. If you go to sites like YouTube, for example, YouTube has, you can literally teach yourself how to do anything on YouTube. You can, if you want to fix a car, you want to fix your computer, you want to cook, you have even, um, they have recipes on it. They have there is literally everything you need to do on the internet. So there are a lot of educational sites and educational videos online. So what you need to do is just be willing to learn, willing to teach yourself, and you wouldn't really need to do any much work than just get to it. So in the even when we used to have the physical face-to-face class, you must remember that I used to have you watch these TED talk videos, educational talks from TED. So these are a couple of educational talks that are right there in on your fingertips to grab. Now there are a lot of websites that actually offer free courses, free courses on the internet. All you need to do is just log in, get to it, maybe create a profile, and then you're good to go. You can actually learn a lot of courses. Most of these courses are free. Well, some are paid, but most of them are free. Now, I want to tell you about the MOOCs. MOOCs is spelled MOOC S. MOOCs is pretty much it's no, it's an online that kind of website that has a lot of there are a lot of courses on it. So all you need to do is just get to it, and you can go from whatever you want to learn, if it's medical, if it's whatever your topic is, and you're good to go. Now that is MOOCs. You can also visit blogs. There are a lot of blogs, and there are a lot of blogs out there that are very educational. So, and then you also have um well the summarily what I'm saying is, you can actually teach yourself, design your own curriculum, and teach yourself into what you're actually looking forward to learning. So that is made facilitated now by the abundant material that is all over the internet, all over websites and everything. So all you need to do is just get to the click and type out the keywords you're looking for, and then you have free courses, and then you're good to go. So literally now these days, you don't even need to really ask someone like, how can I do this? All you need to do is ask your computer, ask your internet, ask your cell phone, and you would be guided to it. So you see, what I'm trying to tell you right now is to tell you how much online learning has revolutionized learning in general. Now we have um, things are being done way differently than in the past. And also we have audiobooks. We have audiobooks that are out there for people who don't actually want to go about the burden of carrying books around. You can just have those in your audiobooks. So even right, laying on your bed, on sitting on your sofa in your living room, whatever, you can have your computer or your cell phone read out the book for you. All you do is listen to it and you grab the information. So that is how much learning has been facilitated. Learning has been made so much easier than ever before. And all that is thanks to online learning. So we have this book, as I actually told you about, Teaching and Learning at a Distance. Well, I could have assumed that maybe some of you got a copy on the internet, and you could even have the audio book version of it, so much that you just click and listen to it, like you listen to the news, and it's being read out to you. So that's how much that learning has been made modern in these days. Not only that, it has also made the fact that distance is no more a barrier. Wherever you are situated, you can get access to whatever education you want to get without actually having to go through all the unnecessarily stress of traveling to meet your instructor. So, guys, we have a lot of things that have changed over the period of time due to the introduction of distance and online education. So, today I want to emphasize on ebooks. I want to tell you more about what ebooks are and how beneficial ebooks really are. So, as I mentioned before, we actually have audiobooks, and all audiobooks are stemming from ebooks, electronic books, which mean that these books are now right there on the internet. So you don't have to physically carry them around. So all you need to do is just, you might buy it, and obviously it's way cheaper than the real paperback books. So you can get your ebooks, and then you can right there you are good to go. Now I want to tell you a little more why I think ebooks could be preferable, and will be probably more preferable than traditional paperbacks. There are a lot of advantages already, which you already know about. The fact that it is very portable, the fact that you carry 100,000 books on your mobile device, and also it is cheaper. But besides that, there are a couple of reasons why I would tell you more about ebooks today. Now, so ebooks are being proclaimed by some as a next major consequence of the digital revolution. Now, this futuristic forecasts that the printed book and printed material are destined to go the way of Super 8 film, VHS tape, and 5/4 floppy disk. Ebooks, simply defined as electronic versions of printed books, offer the reader many advantages. Certainly, the electronic book, newspaper, journal class handout, even comic books are here to stay. There are many obvious advantages of electronic publishing, and some of these advantages are as follows. Now, number one, ebooks promote reading. People are spending more time in front of screens and less time in front of printed books. That's my case. I don't know about you, but this is typically my case. Now, ebooks are faster and cheaper to produce than paper books, and are often cheaper to buy. Now, they're cheaper. Well, I guess it's probably because we need the physical paper, and we need a lot of labor to get paper books, printed and distributed, sold to market. So they are more expensive. So ebooks are much cheaper. Now ebooks are easily updatable. Now this is probably the most important advantage of ebooks. It is easily updatable. For example, if you want to update a book, which was in the traditional paperback form, then you need to rewrite the book. You need to rewrite it and then update the part where you were updating. Very cumbersome process, very costly, and of course very exhausting. Now, if it was an ebook though, you would just edit it, put update what you're updating on it, and then post the whole thing back to the internet. So you see, ebooks are easily updatable. Makes work easy for everyone, for the producer, for the reader, for everyone. So very you know, very good point for ebooks. They are easily updatable. Now, ebooks are searchable. You can search in a second and you get your book. If you wanted to buy a paperback book, you need to go from library to library and from bookstore to bookstore. It's just not worth it. So ebooks are very searchable. You can search it with a click of a mouse and it's right there in your fingertips. And then ebooks are portable. The reader can carry an entire library, right? You can carry 1,000 books on your mobile phone device. As easy as that. And then um ebooks defy time. They can be delivered almost instantly. Instantly. Once you buy it, it's right there. You start reading it. So delivery is really super fast. It literally takes no time. Now, next one, ebooks can be annotated without harming the original work, right? So, and then ebooks make reading accessible to persons with disability. Text can be resized for the visual impaired. Screens can be lit for reading in the dark. Wow, this is amazing. Now, if you have vision problems, you cannot see the fonts, you can increase it. You can make the fonts bigger for your visibility, and you can actually, I mean, it is just perfect. So people with disabilities, like in their vision, don't have to worry about, they cannot read. You just need to, increase the fonts of your book, and then you can read it without any problems. So again, ebooks make reading accessible to persons with disabilities. Text can be resized and the visually impaired. No, resized for the visually impaired. Screens can be lit for reading in the dark. Now, ebooks can be hyperlinked for easier access to additional information. Now, next, ebooks can read aloud to you. Now, this is what I talked about when I talked about audio books. Most ebooks have the option of actually reading them aloud. So you don't actually have to be flipping pages from page 1 to page 2. You don't have to do that. You just have to click it, and then it keeps reading to you, and then you are good to go. Now, ebooks defeat attempts at censorship. So, guys, now, summarily, hold on, give me a second. Give me a second, please. Right. So, now educators generally and distance educators specifically are now faced with decisions: the ebook or printed book. Now, this is the question you have to think about: ebook or printed book, the electronic handout or the printed handout. And if a favorite text is only available electronically or only in printed form, should this influence the adoption decision? That is an interesting debate you can have out there as scholars. Do you think that if a favorite text is only available electronically or only in printed form, should this influence the adoption decision? Should the educational board decide to rule on the fact that you must have your books in audio or in electronic form, not only in the printed form? That's an interesting debate. Now, increasingly, some publishers indicate they will make the choice for us. Electronic will be the only option. Now you see clearly, we're having a shift because electronic books actually make it easier for everyone, including the writers themselves. Why would they have to do all that very exhausting work? Now, is this an important issue when one thinks about either decision distance educators make? The medium used for delivery of the printed word does not seem to rise to the level of some other controversial decisions, such choosing between virtual versus brick, the mortal schools, or the issue of open versus proprietary CMS. Now, guys, now summarily today, I will want to have you look into the issue of electronic books and electronic material that is out there so available to you, and that will help you to improve your learning skills and actually get the best out of your education. So, well, this the time for this segment is up, and I'm gonna round up here today. And then I'll see you in the next video. So, guys, have a good time, and then see you in the next video. Thank you.